Hello and welcome to what is going to be a new series here on the channel. We did a Madden franchise last year. I thought about doing another Madden franchise, but it's kind of late into the year, right? I can't really start it like how I did last year with the Raiders franchise. But you want to know what I will start? I will start a baseball franchise, man. When I was thinking about it, there was a couple teams that I thought about doing, right? Thought about doing the Cardinals, right? Very interesting young team that kind of blew everything sky high. They got a lot of things to change coming up here. As I'll turn my physical volume down. That's not insanely important to me. Pirates I thought about, but they already spent a lot of money. They're kind of already in that rebuild. I want to be able to control it. The Mets I feel like need a rebuild again. They're flaming out. The Twins are interesting. I'm choosing not to do them. Same thing with the Marlins. Angels I've rebuilt a lot of times, not on recording, so that isn't much of a challenge. The Astros would be a very weird team to try and rebuild. That would be a Yordan Alvarez trade situation. That might be something I try and do, although that's actually painfully unrealistic for this team. But I will be doing the Tampa Bay Rays. That will be the team that I decide to rebuild for this franchise. So when we get to things like this, I'm turning GM contracts off, right? I don't want to, because I want to kind of slowly progress and build this team, right? The 3-year window thing, we could just be bad for 3 years and we cannot have like drafted talents come up. And I'm not going to force, if like the team wins 60 games, I'm not going to go out and spend $200 million in free agency. It's not what this Rays team does anyway, right? Fantasy drafts, obviously not going to do any of those. What I will do is turn ignore budgets on. And here's my only reasoning for it, is that the game kind of stops you from spending money that your team kind of has. So I'm turning on ignore budgets. That being said, I'm not going to get carried away with it. Because yet again, this is a rebuilding team with the Rays. It's kind of hard to slowly make that budget go up. It's just something that I tend to do when I do rebuilds, just because it kind of makes it, there's no salary cap, but it puts in like a budget for you. I'm not going to go crazy with it. You're not going to see me sign multiple guys to $50 million contracts. Forced trades, definitely not turning that on. Designated hitter, an extra runner, right? We're going to keep all those to normal and same. And then for my settings for here, lineup and rotation, I always keep it to manual, and I keep a lot of these status quo, right? Don't know why I had renewables on automatic, but I will do manual because a lot of times with the automatic, they just don't do it. I can edit these settings during the franchise, but what I tend to go back and forth with is like the automatic scouting. Because I'll start probably the first 2 months I'll do full scouting. Probably for this franchise I'll do full scouting just to keep it inside. But if I turn it to automatic and you stop seeing me do scouting prospects, it's probably because I turn it to automatic. Because we kind of get to a point where it's like, okay, I kind of know who I want to take anyway. I'll let the AI do everything else kind of down the board, if you will. Like I scout the guys, I'm like, okay, I want to take this guy first round, second round, third round. 4 through 6, I kind of just let the CPU decide and figure it out. But to move on, normally when I set these, I go to high value, right? Because I want to play the games, right? But I set it to 6 innings, and I turn this on. I'll actually probably take it. That's normally how I do it, normally 70, 90. I will definitely play a lot of games, right? Select these conditions. I'm going to start with spring training. Hey, disclaimer. So, the spring training, of course, I hit the wrong button. And there is no actual gameplay audio. The desktop audio was muted, so we did not get the gameplay music. Good thing is though, I talk over most of it and I put some background music to drown it out, so the video's all good. Back to it. Because it's something I feel like we never do, is this is a cool video that I've actually never sat down and watched. It's a cool idea for them to do that. I like that they're kind of doing like smaller things for franchise, right? But it's something that I don't really care. I don't have the master volume on for that. I think the only volume settings I have on is I can actually kind of just check and figure out the sounds that are being played. Yeah, so it's kind of only my voice right now than the sound effects, because I turned the music off because I don't normally like to play with that. But I'll probably put some background music on so it won't be as boring in the back. But Junior Caminero is the star of this team. They would have had a second all-star in this team, but I won't finish that statement. 31 double plays is kind of insane. That's Albert Pujols levels of grounding into double plays. Hold up, I need to check that. Okay, so I just pulled it up now. I'm looking on his baseball reference page. Albert Pujols in 2011, which was his final year as a Cardinal, ground into 29 double plays. That was his career high. That's insane. 29. So the man who grounded into the most double plays in a career did not even ground into 31 double plays. But I expect those intentional walks numbers to go up in real life as he becomes better. Junior Caminero, one of the young stars of the league. And we got him for a long time. He's only into year 2 of his renewables on here, so we got 4 more years of control with him. I will definitely look to extend him. Plays better at home, day player, first pitch hitter. That's interesting. Excels at hitting fastballs and breaking balls. I feel like you don't see that a lot. Situational hitter, bad ball hitter, and table setter. So some nice quirks. He's a one-time All-Star, and then I don't care about that help card. Yandy Diaz is probably going to be somebody we unfortunately trade. Right, he's getting up there in service time. He's 34 years old. Really good player. I expect him to be able to get us a nice solid package. All the dude really does is hit 300. Like, he didn't do it in 2024, but he's kind of just been around 300 since he got to the Rays outside of 2021. The dude's been a star. Another guy that Cleveland just decided to punt on, which is kind of insane. We got the military man, Griffin Jax, going into his first full year. We got 2 years of control on him. He's also somebody that we'll probably look to trade. Same thing with Drew Rasmussen. Edwin Yercita, I believe how you pronounce the name. He's another young bullpen arm, another guy that throws absolute gas. I believe his fastball velo is a lot better than what it says at 94. Garrett Clevenger's just a solid reliever. Nick Martinez, a Reds legend. And then Jonathan Aranda, who was an all-star last year. Not talked about enough, although he missed some significant time in the back half of the year. But this kid was really, really good last year. He's another young all-star for this team, and that's kind of also why I don't worry about trading Yandy Diaz. Shane McClanahan was the team's ace, and then he disappeared for 2 years. So there's that. You can see he's really damn good when he's healthy. You can also look, he's never pitched 30 times in a year. And he hasn't even seen 170 innings, which is like the minimum for pitchers nowadays if they make every start 170. Christian Mullins. He was a horrible Met last year. We're a couple years removed now from a 30-30 season, which is ridiculous. Outside of that, he's not had a single 20-homer season. That's incredible. Way better defender in center field. I don't know if he got bad at defense, but to tell you the truth, I was not watching much of those Mets games, as you can kind of see on that back wall. Maybe if you can see right there. I have my Reds opening day pennant. Me and my mom went to opening day a couple years ago against the Giants, right? So I like to thank the Mets and Cedric Mullins, his contribution to the Reds making the playoffs last year. Ryan Pepio, I believe he's actually hurt again in real life because they can't have anything nice. Brian Baker's here. Not really. Steven Matz. Carson Williams is going to be our young shortstop of the future. He got a little bit of taste of the big leagues last year and was putrid. Although those home run numbers are nice. What was his ISO? If he had 5 homers, 41% strikeout rate is ridiculous. And his ISO being higher than his actual batting average is kind of hilarious. But Chandler Simpson's another guy that, what necessarily is he? Because he kind of is just a singles dude. He leads all of baseball in singles. He's not a great hitter. And you would think he would be a better defender with all that speed, but he just isn't. They throw him in the corner. He's not that good defensively. A Reds legend, Jake Fraley. I'm not very familiar with Brody Hopkins. I'll do a lot more into the Rays farm system. I got a buddy who's one of the 3 Rays fans on planet Earth, so I'll ask him about that. Gavin Lux is another Reds legend. He was really bad for Cincinnati. Like, the numbers don't look terrible, but if you watch the full sample, it was historically so sad to watch. Good on base guy. Could be somebody that hits high in the order for us, though. And then Richie Palacios. That's kind of just the main guys that are really contributors. Ryan Vlade, or I think it's Vlade. I've heard it pronounced 2 different ways. One of those 8 games, he was a Cincinnati Red, right? So some Reds legend. If you are a big immaculate grid guy, you can use Ryan Vlade or Vlade for that. He's not going to make this team, so I probably won't say that name a whole lot. Cam Boozer, nice story. When he broke in with Boston, he was a carpenter, and then he got just shaved. I was trying to work with like a carpenter reference. He got chopped up when he was with the White Sox. We'll go with that. Michael Grove, former Dodgers farmhand, not very good. Trey Morgan is one of their prospects I'm familiar with. Xavier Isaac had like some crazy surgery this offseason where like he was hospitalized for a couple days. Weird situation with him. But that's kind of as they got. Justin Henry Malloy. That's funny. Blake Sable found their way. There's a cast of characters down. I'm going to do some housekeeping with these rosters, and I will be right back. So with how I'm going to do spring training, I'm going to keep these lineups the same for the most part. I will mix in some of these young guys. As actually a matter of fact, I'm going to do that already. Taylor Walls, I'm going to be for real with you. I don't care what he does. Carson Williams is our shortstop of the future. He's not nearly 30, and we barely got worse offensively. He's actually just an improvement overall on everything offensively, outside of vision, and he's slightly slower. The only thing that Walls really has on him is defensively, and he's not that bad of a defender. He's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but he's also 22 versus a Taylor Walls he's only 29. That's insane. He's the oldest 29-year-old in baseball. He's also probably the best 195 hitter in all of baseball. These numbers are just insane. His best season he hit Oh my god, I'm not familiar with how bad Taylor Walls is. I've just known him as being a great defensive shortstop. I didn't know he was that bad offensively. Ben Williamson was a Mariners player. Played okay for them. 1 homer in 85 games isn't great, so we know he's not going to be any power upside. I don't believe he's off to that crazy of a year for him, but he could be someone that we find a role for. He can play first, second, and third, so that's really nice. Johnny DeLuca, I'm not entirely sure what he is now because he's a former Dodgers prospect. He's got power, and he's also got great speed. He just never really hit us. His power numbers are way lower than what they should be. But yet again, he hasn't really produced that much. Gavin Lux, I think, is going to be our starting second baseman over Richie Palacios. Right? These lineups don't really matter. But what does matter is I want to player lock this first spring training game with our best player, Junior Caminero. Now, what I have settings set for, I feel like I phrased that weird. What the settings are set for this franchise, as we can skip through this little intro, I have the camera set so you can see, as I can actually go and just take a look at my camera. I got my camera set to catcher, and this is something I saw Bengal do. So both of these are on Hall of Fame, right? So they're high up difficulty, right? This is what I normally play on when I play online. And then I have timing-based hitting. I obviously don't do that normally, but because I want it to play off based what these attributes are, right? As I can't really show it, but I'll take this pitch, unless it's a meatball. I'll take this pitch, right? Because I can then come up and show you, like, not what I wanted to do. Where's that little thing at? Player card, right? I want to actually represent these attributes, right? I don't want to just come on here and be like I can just PCI everything up, right? I want the vision stats to actually matter. I want the discipline stats. Is he getting worse already? Is that like a spring training thing where like the stats aren't as good as they normally are? Is that like a thing? That's insane. He's like down 2 to every major category. That's concerning, but the 0-1 here from Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan is going to be a very, very interesting case for this trade deadline. He's going to get traded sometime you'd imagine this offseason. Really good pitcher, was almost traded to Boston. I don't think Red Sox are going to get him now. So they're kind of falling apart. I'm going to be doing a Red Sox video. It might actually come out before this is even uploaded, as I'm going to try and do a little bit of MLB The Show work along with just getting my normal like essay content up, as that's a ball inside. Sinker at 94 running in, trying to get Junior Caminero's knees. It's a 2-2 count. I'll definitely play full games. I don't know if we're going to do that just yet in spring training, as that's good timing, fouled off. I'll definitely do full games. I'll probably do the quick counts feature, as that's a middle pitch, good timing, as Junior Caminero can't put it in play against a really, really good pitcher though in Joe Ryan. The 2-2 pitch to him is high, strike 3. Just high, I chased it. Probably good timing, but unfortunately you don't get to see that's a full length high. I'm not used to using this camera angle. So we got a pair of guys on, 2 out. Joe Ryan in a bit of trouble here, as that's a splitter just low. As they show Junior Caminero stats, 45 homers in 150 games of work, as that's chopped foul just ahead of that splitter. At almost 90 miles an hour on the split finger. 1-1 here. Joe Ryan's pitch is taken outside. 93 miles an hour for Joe Ryan. He doesn't really get that much higher. Yeah, they have him only listed at 96 miles an hour. 2-1 offering down the middle, and we're early. Trying to go after one of those Twins bullpen arms down there, as we took 105 off the bat. As that sinker's low. Jonathan Aranda on deck right behind us. We're trying to do some damage here. If we don't get the pitch, we'll obviously take the walk. Full count offering, and we swing through it. Felt like it was good timing, just did not give it to us, as we got a runner on second for Josh Bell. What a nice career for Josh Bell that he's had, as that's going to get through. Where's it won us? I don't think we're getting them at home. Yeah, we're probably not. I'll take the guaranteed out, make it 1-0. Did that run? Oh, no, that run did score. Okay, I was about to say I didn't see the score thing change. So we got 2 on. It's Taylor Rogers, the brother of Tyler. Tyler Rogers, of course, being the Under Armour from the right side. This Rogers is a Reds legend, Twins legend, Pirates legend, Giants legend. Trying to think where else he came from. I did not want to go around on that. How close was it? Okay, I went. 1-1 offering here. Junior Caminero. That's low. That's going to be challenged by Ryan Jeffers, and they're probably going to win this ABS challenge. The ABS challenge? Just a strike. It barely nicks the bottom of the corner. Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a pitch. The 1-2 offering. We're going to take it 2-2 now. We got good speed in Chandler Simpson there over on first base. Something in the gap could score 2, and that's not going to be in the gap. Junior Caminero destroys that ball, getting just over the fence in left field. His first home run of the spring is a beauty, and that's going to give us a 3-run lead here in our first spring training game of the year. He absolutely tattooed it and knew it every second of the way. Looked like we just got a little change up. Not entirely sure what the pitch was, but the pitch went far enough, as that's an absolute moonshot that he admired. 95 off the bat. That's going to be able to get out As they're going to pinch hit for us, Ben Williamson will get his first run as we'll continue to simulate on the first game of the year, which is going to be a victory for us. Final score being 4-1. Taylor Rogers picking up the loss. If we take a look at the box score for us, Chandler Simpson struck out. Ben Williamson would walk in that at bat. Jonathan Aranda did not get a hit. Guys with hits, Yadi Diaz, Hunter Fiducia. I learned how to say his name from the Reds game. Gavin Lux and Nick Fortes with 2 hits a pop. Along with Cedric Mullins getting on. Nick Fortes did strike out twice. But hey, not a half bad opening spring training game for us as we're going to take that first win of the year. Brian Baker with the save. Kevin Kelly, he used to be a really, really fun player to use in franchise. Shane McClanahan. Do I want to hop into his first start of the year? I think I will. We're going to player lock is McClanahan, his first game back in over 2 years. Right, we're going to skip through this, and it's a big lefty-lefty matchup here with Chris Sale on the other side. We're going to face Matt Olson here. Tell me if you think I should use a different, as that was called a strike. Glad Matt Olson did not challenge that. As that curveball is going to get him to chase and foul it off. Looked a bit low, and it was. Let me know if you want me to use meter. I'm not really great at meter, but I feel like that also does the attributes a little bit more. Although pinpoint, it's kind of not really in my control because there's such a wide angle as we strike out Matt Olson. His first strikeout back, and we now got Ronald Acuna Jr. I understand they keep trying to change, as I think that's a strike. I'm not going to challenge it. It was probably just going to be just a hair low. So not worth the challenge. But I don't understand why the AI for this game, or the CPU, is that I'm talking, so now I'm not doing as well with my pitch locations, has Ronald Acuna Jr. hitting behind Matt Olson. Like, I understand that in real life it's flipped around. I also feel like it should be flipped around in the game. Just, it would make more sense. You got the speedster guy on. Something that the CPU does won't affect us. Actually, it will, hopefully for the better. But I will be making all of our lineups. I'll be changing it, setting it. The things I'm going to try and make sure I'm really good with housekeeping-wise is trying to, as that's strike 3 called for Ronald Acuna Jr., trying to make sure things are like kept up well, like with prospects. We're going to check in on them low on the farm for the ones that we really think are going to be parts of our franchise. We're also going to make sure we do housekeeping with the numbers. Nothing makes me more angry in this game when like I'm playing it and I just realize for some reason the number that I gave somebody is just changing for no reason. Right? I understand that's a minor bugaboo. Right? Wish you could just kind of lock it like, hey, I don't want Shane McClanahan's number to like ever change, or any of these young guys, right? The only time I want them to change numbers is if I like strictly ask them to. I won't change numbers really in season, right, for players. I might change numbers like if we debut a prospect. Like let's say we call up Isaac and we give him like number 72 because there's no like real good numbers active, right? I'll change his number to something better in the off season. And just try and make it more realistic, you know? Try and get as much into depth as that's a beautiful curveball. Not necessarily where I wanted it, but we will take that. So I'm going to go try and go change up away. Also, if I just dominate, because normally I'm fairly good against CPU pitching. I would like to at least think I am. I'm open to increasing the difficulty or changing to meter. Because pinpoint, I can kind of get away if I know I missed something up. I can change how I do the release so that it pulls the ball off if I think I did a little bit less of perfect accuracy, right? Like let's say I did bad accuracy, I can pull that pitch, right? It didn't really do what I wanted it to, as that's a fly out to Cedric Mullins. As we haven't given up a base hit yet in these first 2 innings of work. As we face the known Fishman, Ozzy Albies. If you follow him on Instagram, he's a absolute treat. He's got, I think it's 3 big like fish tanks in his house, where he's just got like exotic fish as that's roped heading towards the Braves bullpen, and it just phases out of the ballpark. That ball will never be seen again, as that's hit nicely to Caminero, a nice rollover. We've got the play over. We're through 2 perfect innings with Shane McClanahan. So I'm going to try something now with Reds legend Kyle Farmer. That was bad, but I think it's a strike. I don't think you're winning this one, Farm Dog, as he's not. That's right on the corner for Kyle Farmer. The fact that he's a Brave now kind of makes me laugh, as I'm very late on this. You have to click way sooner than you actually wanted to. Oh, wow. Okay, that was just significantly early, as I'm trying to learn meter a little bit. Way too early on that. It's 3-1. We're getting a little bit of trouble now with McClanahan. Way late, and that's a walk. This is significantly trickier. Oh, and now the stretch. Oh, this is not fun. That was just late? That looked significantly late, as I am not good meter. As that's a strike. McClanahan struggling to find it. This is totally not my problem. As that's a strike to Eli White. That's what you get when you're that tall. Just unfortunate. It's just late. Is that far outside? Okay. Strike 3. Swings at the curveball. I am not good at meter, but we're going to work this out. Like, how does that make sense? Is this like a meta? Do I just like... Okay. Yeah, this is going swimmingly. Welcome to the first episode of Ray's Franchise, as I can't locate with meter at all. This is actually funny. This is fun for me, genuinely. I understand this is probably painful to watch, as I don't even think there's a point. As that's a nice pitch. There we go, locating this time McClanahan. Can we get a change up low? Oh, oof, we're not going to get that call, as that was just low. Good curveball. We're starting to figure it out. We're not quite there yet, as he's going to chase that. Thank you, Matt Olson. Just late on that release of that pitch. And you know what? Can we get a mound visit going? Actually, no, we're in player lock, so we can't do that. We got to bear down for Ronald Acuna Jr. So we've walked the bases loaded. That was not a strike, but we're going to get the call. Thank you, Blue, for that one, as we got good timing on that one, and he's going to foul it off. We're starting to figure it out as he fouls that one off, just barely getting a piece. We're starting to figure out this meter, as that's just inside. And he's going to swing at that pitch. Ronald Acuna Jr. bailing us out, as we've gone completely effectively wild here in this outing. That's just off the plate, but we're sitting pretty. 2-1 count. And that's going to be rolled over. Gavin Lux cannot get there. Coming home to the plate is Olsen. Or no, sorry, not Olsen. Who exactly? Oh, that was Eli White. But that's going to score another run. It's 2-0 Braves. As just a little rollover, we finally started making good pitches, as that one's hit hard enough. As they'll go to short way there, as that's actually Richie Palacios over at second base who couldn't make the play. But that's the end for Shane McClanahan. I think I like meter pitching a little bit more, just because it's harder. As Palacios actually hit the go-ahead home run in this game, it looks like. And Richie Palacios got us the win. Also scoring an RBI was Cedric Mullins on a double, plating Jonathan Aranda. What a nice win, backing up our young ace. Or he's not really young now. He's 28, 20. He's 27 or 28 now, right? But we'll sim ahead a little bit. We'll hop in. as Ian Seymour's in trouble against Kobe Mayo. So we're going to hop in. We need to get Ian Seymour out of this jam, as that's nowhere near a strike. The first pitch to Mayo, as that's actually perfect. And that's going to fly out to Cedric Mullins. We get out of it. Am I already better? You've just watched the greatest 5-minute turnaround on meter pitching of your lives. We're going to finish playing this game as they're going to go to Rico Garcia. Not familiar with him at all, as Weston Wilson is actually a Mariner. I only know this because, I kid you not, because I'm a baseball sicko. I was listening to the Mariners radio broadcast in the car as I drove home from college today. I completed my first year at Ohio University. It wasn't I'm pausing a lot because I'm trying to get my thoughts out. It's 10:30 and it's been a very late or long day because move outs. I had a final today, right? That went very well. For all that was this second semester, my first semester was fun. I went out, did stuff with friends. The whole second semester, I was sick. That's also another big reason why there wasn't a whole lot of video content that with trying to finish up school. But quite literally, I was sick every weekend, right? I woke up every morning. Probably TMI is that change-up just completely fooled me. Way slower than I thought it was going to be with Jake the Rake Fraley. But literally woke up every morning, sore throat, stuffy nose. I feel like I went 3 or 4 times to the campus doctor's office. I don't know what the hell I had. It was a mixture between flu and everything else. And it literally lingered, as don't know why that check swinged. I tried to full swing, but guess it wasn't going to make contact, so we stopped, and here's Carson Williams. But long story short, man, I was ready to get out of Ohio University. Nothing against the school. It's a wonderful school. It's just hard when I'm sick every single day, as that's a little rollover by Carson Williams. And Rico Garcia is going to get out of this inning. 1-2-3 perfection, as we're going to be dealing with the heart of this Orioles lineup, led by the new free agent acquisition, Pete Alonso. Or it will be Jonathan Rodriguez, as I will get somebody moving in this bullpen. I think I'm going to get Cam Boozer warmed up just because I kind of want to see if Cam Boozer can make this team. Cam Boozer, I like the story of him. He just wasn't very good last year, as I actually just forgot I have to click to get the power on pitches. And it also speeds the thing up, but Jonathan Rodriguez doesn't know that. So so remember when I said I was actually good at meter pitching? You can take that all back, as that's... I was about to say pop sky high because of the sound I heard. I almost turned into Ed Luz Diaz there, pointing up. That's a home run. Less than ideal, as Sam Huff, former Rangers prospect, hit hard on the ground to Luxy. If that's still Luxy. Looks like it's Gavin Lux. And here's Samuel Bazayo, their top prospect, struggled in the majors in his limited action last year. As we can see Boozer warming up. We're going to see a lot of that with the Trop. That's one thing. Their stadium won't be put into this. I don't know if I'm going to try and find a good stadium for them on the stadium vaults. But I do think I want to have them change locations. I think that would be cool, right? Because that's what they're going to do in real life, is we get an ugly swing from Samuel Bazayo. And here's Heston Kierstead. We're going to try and blow a fastball by him, and he's just going to pop it sky high. I'm assuming this is Ben Williamson, judging by the square-ass head, as it is Ben Williamson. I'm sorry, Ben. I just said you had a Minecraft Steve head. And here's another reason why the Mets sucked last year. Say hello to Ryan Helsley, as Colton Cowser is going to go out there. And we're going to pinch hit Cedric Mullins here. I want to see what Johnny DeLuca can give us. Johnny DeLuca is still one of our young guys. Got the hands really, really tight to his body right there. As that was an ugly swing, I actually need to lock in here. Well, I'm trying to figure out if my prospects got anything. I'm too busy talking. As that's 101 high. Yeah, that clipped the zone. I didn't know if it was a strike or not. Crazy launch angle on that. 0-2 pitch to DeLuca. And that's going to be a beautifully laced ball that kind of jammed on the curveball right to Blaze Alexander. Now, I'm actually fine with Nick Fortes hitting because he's 3 for 4 in the day. He's going to be our starting everyday catcher for this series, at least for now. He's going to foul back that slider at almost 90 miles an hour. Ryan Helsley's got incredible stuff. He really does. I remember watching him so many times when he was with the Cardinals. Problem is that's middle of the bat. Oh, good timing, and he just doesn't do anything with it. As Gavin Lux is our last hope here. He's the 9-hole hitter. And, you know, that might not be a bad role for him. I understand that the 9-hole hitter is I take a middle fastball. Trying to wait to get exactly the pitch I was looking for. Being the 9-hole guy might not be a bad role as 100's blasted by us. It says very late missed contact. It looks like I was just late on it. And that slider, I was swinging for the fastball. That's how we're going to lose today's game. We got out of one jam. Still, Ian Seymour takes the loss on a not Jeremiah Jackson, but he's gotten off to a great start this year. Jonathan Rodriguez, Drew Rasmussen, Shane McClanahan. As we're actually doing fairly well in spring training. As for this game, we're going to player lock as Chandler Simpson. I want to see how fast this kid really moves. Yandy Diaz has gotten off to a nice start, but Junior Camanero's cold. I don't like to see that this early in spring training. I'd like to see him get a little bit more success as Taylor Ward, a big trade acquisition for him, these Orioles team, as that's hit fairly hard. Stopped by Junior, but he's not going to have any play. Hit softly, dove for the ball because it was threaded down the line. It's going to be scored a base hit. As Trevor Rogers, their ace of this staff, as that's a circle change down low. It's fastball and changeup for him. Sinker slider. Mix in a couple breaking balls, but you don't see a lot of the breaking balls that often as he throws a slider right there. Chandler. I'm not entirely sure what Chandler Simpson's going to be for us in this franchise. I like him as a player, as that's just an unfortunate play. They're playing for the drag bunt, so if he wasn't positioned there, it would have been a closer play, but instead he catches it. As we need to get back some more. As actually we'll just run into the out. They kept saying relay 2-2-2, and I thought it was going to be way over our heads. I forgot Chandler Simpson has 99 speed in this game. As they're playing for the drag bunt heavily, we'll take that fastball. I'm not really interested in that pitch, because that's kind of playing to right what they want us to do. Take an outside fastball and hit it weakly, as that was good timing on a changeup that had no reason to swing at it. I did not read that pitch well. But 0-2 pitch here to Chandler Simpson, and we're way ahead of that slider. Oh my god. You can tell I haven't played MLB The Show in a hot minute. Right? The PS5's been at my house for probably the past 2 or 3 weeks of college, just trying to get through it. As that's just late timing on a fastball that's basically down the middle, and we just can't do anything with it. And that'll be Chandler's last at bat, is Ben Williamson coming in to pinch hit for him. We're not helping Chandler's numbers at all, and we're going to fall 1-0. Taylor Ward was the only run scored, but there's no list of an RBI. Did he score on an error? Was that an unearned run? Don't believe so. As Ian Seymour is in a bit of a pickle again. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Paul Goldschmidt, Aaron Judge, Anthony Volpe. And it'll be Max Schuleman at the plate for us. trying to locate is a lot harder than it looks. This is actually almost an identical situation. 7-7 ball game. So the last time that's popped, Mullins coming in on the ball hard. He's going to get there. It just hangs up enough. I don't know why. Justin Henry Malloy was not trying to go for that ball. I like Malloy's stance, and I liked him as a Tiger. As I liked this man as a Red, Fernando Cruz, the fireman, known for that split finger pitch. He calls it the gift from God. He was a shortstop prospect in the Royals system. Played some indie ball, was a 30-year-old rookie when he debuted for the Reds. So just a little bit of baseball trivia for you, as I'm way early on that split finger. He was really, really good at times, and then there were times he was horrible because locating that splitter's hard, and then 93 miles an hour on the inside is going to put Justin Henry Malloy away. But never fear, we have the known all-star level bat Taylor Walls. First pitch to Walls is a splitter low. Yeah, no, I'm going to have trouble laying off that pitch, I can already tell. Low part of the zone is lower than you think just because of this camera angle perspective. Like, that looks high until it's not. The zone very much is different to what I'm used to, because I'm used to using just pure strike zone, and that splitter just tumbles and you don't get to see it. Which is kind of a lot like what real life is with him. When he locates and you can tell yourself, like, if you say lay off this low splitter, then it, of course, catches the zone, right? I identify splitter and I don't swing at it, and of course this one's going to be even lower, but I will swing at it. Yep, exactly. Wow, this is going so great. 0-2 here to Mullins. We're going to take that fastball. I saw that well out of the hand. 1-2 to Cedric Mullins. We're going to foul that fastball off. High fastball. Good timing, just not able to put it in play. Mullins actually has 65 power versus right. Interesting. I did not go. There we go. Thank you, umpire with the mustache. So I think I did go, but pitch was nowhere near the strike zone yet. As that's roped into the gap, that's going to get down all the way. Actually, that's cut off pretty well. It did not get to the wall. I thought that was going to the wall. Who got and stopped that ball? Is that Cody out there? Cody Bellinger? I'm not entirely sure, but we got a nice speedy runner on first base, and that splitter's not going to catch. Don't think I'm going to put Mullins in motion, but as that's just high. We're in a hitter's count now for Nick Fortes. Nick Fortes hitting .255, not a half bad spring training, as we'll take a middle fastball. 2-1 count now. Trying to get that pitch count up for Fernando Cruz right now, as we're way ahead of that splitter. Oh my God. That was really bad. As he's starting to get wild now, he's into the orange for his energy, which means pitches are going to be harder to come by in the strike zone. Runner's going to be off, and that's going to be ball 4 for Nick Fortes. 2 men are on, and they're going to go to the former Pirate out of Mars High School, David Bednar. Going to be for a former Red and Gavin Lux. 0 for 3 is Luxy today. He's hitting .222 on the year, which sounds about right. We're going to foul that pitch off at 67 miles an hour, which of course is this Reds, or my Cincinnati Reds team's new base hit celebration. Having 30-year-old men do a 6-7 gesture to the first base coach definitely fills me with joy every time. As that's just low, and they're going to say, I went. I don't think I went. And Blue's going to call it at the plate. As this kid's got phenomenal potential in Spencer Jones. The thing is, he chases a lot, right? Which is not great for somebody with his size of a frame. I think he's 6'8", as that's just going to be outside. He's either 6'7", 6'8". He's a mammoth of a human being, as we just beamed a fan because apparently we don't have nets in spring training. But him chasing pitches like that, he's not doing himself any favors down at AAA chasing everything. Because the Yankees so desperately want to call up these guys. They just called up Jason Dominguez today, who immediately got hit in the hand and hurt. Because apparently Jason Dominguez just can't have nice things. Which sucks, because the kid's uber talented. As we might walk the uber aggressive Spencer Jones. We're going to get him to foul that one off again. As he's about to see his 9th pitch of this at bat. Seymour strikes him out. Ian Seymour with a fastball just blowing it by him. And now it's Ryan McMahon, the former Rocky, former really good Rocky, as that's just going to be just low. That being said, Rockies didn't have a lot of talent a couple years ago, and he was one of the bright spots on that team. As that's way high. Oh, wow. Okay. I just completely missed that one. As that was really bad, too. So, we're slowly figuring out this meter pitching. As that's a nice rollover to Ben Williamson, I'm assuming. And that's 2 down now. And now for the Dominican catcher, Austin Wells. And that's a strike on the upside corner, or upstairs corner. Don't know why that pitch decided to just not go where I asked it to. I thought I was fairly good with it, as that's fouled way back, unable to get to it. That was hit a mile. We're going to try a breaking ball here. And we're going to get a nice rollover. Walls got it. Throwing over to first. That's the end of 9. And we got some free baseball. Jacob Melton over at first. It's Gavin Lux at second. Jacob Melton leading us off right now. Jacob Melton's got some nice speed. That first pitch is a ball low at 97. Bednar coming in inside again. 2 inside fastballs, not quite locating. Melton in an early hitter's count. The 2-0 is low, and it's 3-0. The controller is down. I have a very long cord on this controller, so you won't see this controller probably ever. But just know, PS5 controllers are starting to get annoying for me. Like, I love how, like, the layout is. I hate that I keep getting stick drift with them. I've looked into how to take apart a controller, and of course it's a nightmare to do because companies are smart like that. They rather you spend $75 for a new controller than take the entire thing apart and try and clean it that way. As 96 is just biased, but I was able to reset the controller completely, and I went to that little website that like tracks your, so that was just barely a ball, that tracks your like stick drift and like button quality, and the stick drift significantly lowered, so that was good. As we did not go on that. Okay, we fully went on that. 1-2 here to Yater. As that's outside. 2-2 to Yater. I'm not familiar with this kid. I'm assuming he's a prospect. Yater Arimonto. As this is a full count offering. And we got Dominic Keegan, who does not have a hit yet with runners in scoring position in spring training. And that's just low. That pitch will be challenged. I think it's just off the plate. And the result is it is ball 4. It's upheld. Wells trying to get us, but we know the zone too well, and that's going to bring out Paul Blackburn. Dominic Keegan, his only run so far the year has been a sac fly. As we got the bases loaded, infield in. First pitch from Blackburn's a nice located cutter just in. Would have jammed us if we swung. But we can choose which pitch we really want, as that's a curveball outside. Keegan's kind of got a little bit of a interesting stance. He kind of just turns back a lot. Ooh, I wanted to swing at that. Thank God we didn't. We get the ball called. Just able to check up on that. If we made contact, it's probably foul. And that's going to be put in play. We're not going to tag, as that was a fairly good throw-in. Can't tell who that was. It was Aaron Judge. So we're wise to not run on that ball. And here's the young outfielder, Victor Mesa. Victor Mesa. There we go. Don't know why I said his name weird the first time. First pitch to Mesa's inside. It's a 92-mile-an-hour sinker to Mesa. It's 1-0. He's hitting 375 in spring training right now. As that's off the plate, we're going to use one of our challenges. I think that was off, and it was. So it's a 2-0 count. We're winning our challenges. They're not quite. 2-0 here to Mesa. We can be aggressive if we want to. And we're going to foul off that low sinker. We're going to go to the bullpen as we had good timing on that. I would like to get a lefty up. Another lefty so we can face Jason Dominguez. But Paul Goldschmidt is set to hit. Not entirely sure how accurate these are. We're going to get Edwin Urceta up. But it's a 2-1 count here to Victor Mesa. Make that 3-1. Justin Henry Malloy is the man on deck. He singled and struck out today. 3-1 pitch to him. He's going to foul it off. Victor Mesa unable to put in play yet. He was just early on a pitch. Full count offering from Paul Blackburn. And that slice to the gap. It will be caught. The runners will tag. And we're going to take the lead here. Gavin Lux scores as Justin Henry Malloy steps up to bat. First pitch to him. Ooh, swing and a miss on the perfectly located cutter. Beautiful pitch to Malloy as he's going to swing through that cutter. Just doesn't look just early, just looks like the game didn't want to give it to us. And we're going to be way too early on that slider. We take the lead, but we're going to have to hope that Edwin Urceta can lock it down. Is they're expecting a sacrifice bunt? That's one thing. If you know they're going to try and sacrifice bunt, you can just like make the pitch really bad and they just won't turn it around because the game is super smart like that. As that pitch was basically down the middle. That's heading for their ball boy. Catch it, ball boy. He'll just duck out of the way. So we're going to try and run a cutter in. And we're going to beam him. I'm learning quickly that I am not allowed to pitch in, as we got 99 steal. Actually, he's blocked, so that's fine. Dominguez thought about offering on that pitch. We're going to try and throw a sinker here. And that's... Gavin Lux has got to get there. He drops it. He drops it. Oh, my goodness. Gavin Lux, showing the defense we saw when he was a Red, drops the ball. Horrible swing decision on that sinker, as that was not a strike, but it will bloop itself down. Gavin Lux unable to make that catch. As we're ahead 2-0 now to Paul Goldschmidt. We're going to get that sweeper riding. And that almost backs back up into being a strike. As he's going to swing at that high sweeper. We're not really locating it well at all, as we're way late on that. Bases are loaded. There's nowhere to put Goldie. We got to come to him. And he's going to foul that one down the line. We don't want to catch that because that would tie the game. Change up down. And they're not even going to show call stance. Okay, well, full count offering to Goldie. And he's going to foul that one way back and foul. That's going to go off a palm tree out there. It's an 8-pitch at bat to Goldschmidt. That's perfect, and he just keeps battling. The long-time veteran just will not go away yet, and he's going to walk after a 10-pitch at bat. Aaron Judge now comes up to the plate, and there's nowhere to put Aaron Judge. As that changeup was middle, and he could not make contact with it. We're going to try and go upstairs with the cutter. He's going to swing and foul it off. Only pitch we've really been able to locate today has been that changeup. And we're going to get a foul back. Edwin trying to get us out of this, and he got Aaron Judge swinging. Edwin Urceta gets us a strikeout of the best hitter in baseball as we almost dime Volpe for the game. So let's not do that again, as that was also very bad. Oh, we should have thrown back to third, but didn't want to risk a bad throw, rather just looking back, as this is 3-0 to Volpe. Do not walk Volpe. And we didn't walk him. We didn't walk him. Okay, I'm going to have to figure out meter pitching on myself. So I'm into a game right now. I was trying to master which pitching I wanted to use. I'm going to try Pulse right now. I think it's difficult enough where I can use it in a game and it be difficult but not insanely difficult, as we're just late on the release and it's going to be a 4-pitch walk. I'm pretty sure that pitch was a strike, but I don't think I want to use pinpoint because I've gotten good enough at pinpoint. This feels like a dumb way to pitch, but I feel like it might be better for this series, as that's roped. We're going to play it on a hop. Why? As that's just not a great throw in. But I think this is overall better for what we want to do, is I'm trying to get like it to matter with like the player's ability, right? And I don't want it to just be like with all catering on like how good I can locate a pitch with pinpoint, right? I don't want it to just strictly be like that. I want it to be like sometimes the guy can just completely miss like this. As that was maybe a strike, actually just low. But I want to be a little bit more realistic, right? As that curveball's all over the place. Because like if I go to pinpoint right now, I can just decide if I want to dot him up with this cutter. And he has like nothing he can do about it. Right? I don't want to be like that, because then I'm just going to be out here throwing like no hitters and shit, unless I want to like up the difficulty, right? Because we've been struggling with pulse and meter, and then we go back to pinpoint and I'm doing just fine, right? Chandler Simpson's got that out, right? As soon as I go to pinpoint, it's 3 pitches for like outs. So we've jumped across this game a lot, right? I'm going to try pulse. I think pulse is just hard enough where I can get it, right? Where I can be able to throw strikes and get people out, right? But it's not too easy where I just come out here and pinpoint and I'm carving people, right? Maybe somebody in the comments can like let me know if they think I should just increase the difficulty and just use pinpoint. Like, even with that, right, I'm locating middle and it runs because I'm not getting, it's kind of like almost impossible to get perfect pulse, right? Because that's a ball, right? And I'm walking people. Is this Rami? Or no, this is Mickey Gasper. I thought that was going to be Rami Gonzalez. I'm not even sure if Rami Gonzalez is a Red Sox anymore, so I think that's a strike. Come on. Come on, let that be a strike. Let that be a strike. Give me one. That's a strike by a hair. That's a strike by a single seam of a baseball. As that was a very late pulse. But, hey. You know, it's in the zone. It was a strike. As that's very late again. Oh my goodness. That was nowhere near where I wanted it to be. Just late. And that's a middle cutter. Or actually it wasn't a middle cutter. But it wasn't a great location for a cutter. That's a high fastball, right? But pulse just seems like enough of a challenge. Like just enough. Or like it's hard to control. Maybe I can try analog. Maybe I just use analog. I think I might. I think I just found what I'm going to be using this year. don't think I've used analog in so long, and now all of a sudden it's going fairly well for me. There's a strike. I feel like analog also takes a little bit too, because it changes with like people on base, right? Like, that's not perfect pitch location, right? But it's good enough. Whereas that's laced. Please get in front of it. There we go. So look at me getting a perfect throw back in. Cutting it, right? Where analog's just difficult enough. That actually might just be what I use. It's like, did not mean to pull that far. We're gonna go fastball in. Just early on it. See, like, if I'm just early on it, the location's bad, right? So there's still, like, I have to have good timing on it. It's not quite, like, pinpoint. Where Mullins, you gotta get to that ball as he does with the shoestring grab to win it. Rays are gonna win this game. We're gonna be now 5-10, I think, in spring training. So we're going to keep slimming through spring training. As we got the Braves again, Eli White facing a righty. I'd be shocked if he stayed the man to bat, because he's normally just a guy they use against lefties. But they're going to give him this at bat. As that pitch was right down the middle for him. That wasn't a strike? Okay, it was just low. Hey, that was fairly good. We're going to get strike 2 on him. And that's strike 3 on a changeup. Eli White getting the floor pulled out from him on that changeup, as we're going to go try and get inside. That was not what I want to do with that pitch. And surprisingly, Kim has struggled against lefties this year. So that changeup's just going to get the corner. But, oh, he destroyed that foul. Thank God. We are down. The Braves are down to their final strike. We're going to try and go upstairs with a fastball. It's left down the middle at 98 from Brian Baker. Brian Baker trying to make this club as a bullpen guy, and that's going to be taken for strike 3. Got that corner. And we're going to pick up another win, and Junior Caminero is heating up at the perfect time right now as we get towards the back end of spring training. Now, we have a scenario. We're going to hop in here with Ben Williamson. We got the bases loaded, 1 out against Giovanni Moran, which is just a fun name, Giovanni. It's a lefty matchup. Bases loaded, and he's in the yellow in terms of energy. So we can probably take a couple pitches as he left that changeup just on a platter. Ben Williamson has a nice clutch stat. I'm looking for him to basically hang me a slider. If he hangs me a slider or a curveball, I'm going to destroy it. It was a cutter and I was early. How early? That should have still been contact, man. That's a middle cutter, dude. This is going to be 2-2 now. 2-2. He hasn't thrown me a breaking ball yet. It's been 2 cutters, a fastball, and a changeup. That fastball is going to be outside. He has to come to me. They have to throw Ben Williamson a pitch. Full count offering is hit back up the middle. It's going to be a double play. We're going to finish playing this game. As Hunter Biggie is getting tired here. Trying to pitch now to Marcelo Meyer. Their young second baseman slash third baseman now. As we got to be careful with him. He's a guy with power. He's going to slash that 12-6 breaking ball. Foul. We're going to try and come in with a 2-seamer. Oh, we were way late on that, but he's going to foul it off. Bail us out a little bit. That was not a good slide. That's the one thing with pure analog. If you miss on a pitch, they just leave it down the middle. is I'm kind of afraid to go inside, but we're going to try and go inside here. As he's going to hit that hard, but it's going to go right to Jake the Rake Fraley. At least I believe that's Jake out there. Yeah, I can see the beard. That is Jake Fraley. They're going to bring up Anthony Siegler for us. Another lefty. We did fairly well in that slider. Yeah, I'm using pure analog for this series, I've decided. As that was left right down the middle. 105 mile an hour ground ball. Not too hard for Walls to handle. And here's Isaiah Kiner Falefa. As that is not where I said to go with the ball, but when you're that late, you don't really get to decide. Come in, Fraley. Come in, Jake. He's making the play. There we go, Jake. They're going to go to Danny Columbi for Jonathan Aranda. Danny Columbi first pitch to Aranda, and it's a cutter, and we're so early on it. I forgot, he does not throw crazy hard. And that's hit so hard at Trevor Story. He's just going to make a play on it. Actually, it wasn't hit crazy hard, but it was hit hard enough. As you can see, the true torpedo bat for Yandy Diaz. That fastball is just low at 90 miles an hour. Man, that was stung right at shortstop. That's unfortunate that that didn't fall. As that's going to be blooped up. We're just late on a sinker and it jams us, popping up way, way high. And that's going to Willier Abreu. Jake Fraley is not going to hit against a... I know firsthand that he cannot hit a lefty. We're going to go to Justin Henry Malloy. We're going to try and get the one run back. This kid's got pop, and he's playing fairly well to start the year. As he ropes that down the line, it's just going to go just foul. Justin Henry Malloy was all over that cutter. He was just a tad bit early. As that cutter, he made sure to get it just a bit lower. So we got a nice turnout crowd for a spring training game. School's still in session, right? It's nice out in California or Florida. As that's a middle cutter with good timing and it's popped sky high. We go middle 8. So we're going to lose this game. It wasn't much anything. I simmed the rest of that. Because we got to get into spring training. We're at an hour and 17 minutes of recording as Chapman gets his 10th save of the year. And I think it's time that we start shrinking down this roster, right? What a interesting spring training for Junior. We're going to come to the starting pitching, right? Drew Rasmussen looks like Nick Martinez might end up playing his way into being the opening day starter. And we're just going to be doing some housekeeping, right? And we're looking for guys that have proven that they don't need to be on this team. And it looks like Gomez is not going to be making this team. He'll be going down to AAA. Kevin Kelly has been good. Hunter Biggie hasn't been great. Martin has been terrible, so he will be not making this team. Alex Cook hasn't gotten even an inning to even show his worth, so he will be going down. The battle for the second catcher is a horrible one. Nick Fortes has already won that job. We already know who our first basemen are. I think we're going to take Yater off this team. Ben Williamson can play everywhere, so he's going to get a little bit more grace. And then with the outfielders, I've liked what Justin Henry Malloy's given us, but in a very small sample. Johnny DeLuca doesn't have a hit in spring training. Johnny DeLuca is going to stay on this team for now, but we've started to make the cuts. We're starting to see who we don't value on this team right now. As Tyler Callahan will face Ian Seymour. Ian Seymour's been fairly good for us out of this bullpen. Ian Seymour competing for a middle/long relief role for this young Rays team. Now, I say I'm doing a Rays rebuild. This team isn't good. The team's the second best team in the AL in real life right now. Like, they've been fairly good as that's blooped down the line in trouble. That's going to tie the game. We're going to cut it off. It's not a great throw, and it's going to get away, and it's going to cost us a third or second run. It's going to cost us a 3-bagger. Not a good throw in at all. And if that was Johnny DeLuca, that might be the end for what has been Johnny DeLuca's spring training. I left Johnny DeLuca on. He's going to get at least the rest of spring training. At least that's my thought process as of right now. He's good enough where I think I kind of have to honor him. As we will return to simulating unless it comes up. Jacob Melton. I'm fine with simulating that. Jacob Melton's not somebody that I'm too keen on being out there. If I can take a look at the box score. Let's see if it scores anybody with an error. Fielding, it was Jacob Melton who made that error. So, nothing crazy. We're just slowly trying to get to the dog days that is this spring training. Right? Only got a couple games left. Cedric Mullins has 2 homers. I'm fine with just simulating that out as we're going to win 7-0. So we got ourselves a nice little winning streak. I'm fine with simming that as we've won 4 straight spring training games. Here's when we're actually going to start cutting people. Matt's has started to figure it out. Joe Boyles is going to stay on this team. We just got too many starting pitchers. It sucks that Joe Rock is going to be left off this team. He's pitched so well. I don't think Joe Rock can't make this team, I don't think. As Jesse will be sent down. Jesse's been sent down for sure. Ian Seymour has pitched a lot, but he hasn't pitched a lot. Strange. We're gonna send down the 2 kids who haven't pitched at all yet. It's saying Cam Boozer hasn't pitched at all. I'm pretty sure. Didn't I use him earlier in this video? I'm pretty sure I did. Kevin Kelly's pitched well. Hunter Biggie hasn't pitched great since we last checked in. This Edwin has only had a couple opportunities, but he knows he's on the team, so it's fine. I think Hunter Fiducia's pulled away with the backup catcher that Dominic Keegan can be sent to AAA. Ben Williamson isn't hitting at all, dude. You have 2 hits in spring training. Johnny DeLuca is not going to make this team out of camp. He's going to have to prove to us that he deserves to be on this team. And we're going to decide now. We're late into spring training where I want these guys who are battling for spots to directly compete with each other. Yandy Diaz's spring can be done. Like, obviously, they'll get at bat still, but Jacob Melton. And then, obviously, this is not a good defense. I don't really care for that at this exact moment, right? But I want to see these guys get actual at-bats, and I want to see, for this, like, closing stretch of games, maybe somebody does something, you know? As we have a huge comeback win. We close out the spring fairly nicely. And now here's when the full roster crunch begins. Let's go to these outfielders. Taylor Walls he can only play shortstop. That's annoying. Jacob Melton did not perform well down the stretch. He's got good speed, but so does a lot of guys on this team. Jacob Melton has been cut from this team. Victor Mesa did not perform to what we wanted in spring training. He will not make this team. And now when we get to the starting pitching, the pitchers, Drew Rasmussen, congratulations. You are the 2nd game starter. We're giving it to Nick Martinez. Shane McClanahan will get day 3. Ryan Pepio. Steven Matz pitched really well down the stretch. Joe Boyle will stay on. Joe Rock, unfortunately, in this roster crunch, will not make it. And then when we scroll down with these relievers, I think we kind of just got to go by overall here. Unless we want to send down Ian Seymour, who was good. Kevin Kelly was spectacular in spring training. Right, we've kind of figured out what plays well in this game. Control plays well. I don't know who I want to have be the last guy. If Joe Boyles goes down, I think it's going to be Joe Boyles, because what's Ian Seymour? Ian Seymour has stamina. Ian Seymour will be the long relief. So we're going to sim to regular season. And we're going to set these teams real quick. So we're going to go to lineup. Chandler Simpson will be the leadoff man. Yandy Diaz, DHs. Jake Fraley out at right. And center field. Right, we're starting to build this lineup. Right. We got these guys ready to go. Our bench will be Justin Henry Malloy, Ben Williamson, Hunter Fiducia, Taylor Walls, Richie Palacios. Do I want Ben Williamson to hit against lefties? I think I might. I don't know. I think he'll just be a bench bat. Carson Williams is going to be the everyday shortstop. We're going to hit him decently high in the order. 6. Feels fine for me. Pitching rotation. Ian Seymour's listed as a setup guy in this team. He is not going to be our setup. I guarantee you that. So this is what our bullpen, I think, is going to look like. We have the one true lefty. Ian Seymour is the long relief. We're going to give the opening day nod to the free agent Nick Martinez. And this is actually Steven Matz can get game 3. I'm fine with that. But this is what our starting team is going to look like. We could have an extra starting pitcher if we wanted to. If Kevin Kelly isn't on the team. If Joe Boyle just kills it in AAA, we will definitely call him up. But now it's time to make the lineups down at AAA, as these, of course, will get changed, right? Johnny DeLuca will lead off. Trey Morgan, Ryan Vlade, Victor Mesa. Right. I think I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's take a look. AA. Xavier Isaac will lead off. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Pitching rotation-wise, when we get to AAA. So it will be Brody Hopkins, or one of our top prospects, Joe Boyle, Joe Rock, couple Joes. Jesse will be down here, and then Brian. We got a full bullpen down here. What about AA? We got full pitching staff everywhere right now, which I'm perfectly happy with. We come in being projected to only win 76 games. That's not a lot. Although we do have... Is there a way to take a look at... I wish there was like... but we'll take a look at top prospects. Top prospects, Connor Griffin. Does he have the contract in game? He does. Kevin McGonigal, does he? He does. Okay. Leo DeVries, did Jesus Mate get the... No, it was the other... Colt get the contract. Yes, Colt did. It was the other... He needs a contract now. He's so good. But, I'm just casually going crazy for him. Trey Savage is just so good, too, but... Who was the... It was the Brewers who locked up. It was their... Not their top shortstop. Was it Luis Pena? No. What? I think it was Cooper Pratt. Cooper Pratt they locked up to a nice deal. So this kid's also going to be so good, but that's not the point. If we take a look at our prospects, Carson Williams is our number one prospect. That's Theo Gillian, who is down on the hot rods at low A. B potential, but he can quite literally just play everywhere. Brody Hopkins is technically our number 3 prospect. Slater Brunn is a outfielder who's 18 years old. He's not great yet. Xavier Isaac, they have all the way down. Why is Xavier Isaac C potential? I might do some housekeeping around the league and boost some potentials, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to boost some potentials a little bit around the league. That'll be some housekeeping items that I do off camera. I'd like to thank you so much for watching the first episode of Rays Franchise. In the next video, we will take on the Cardinals and Matthew Liberatore for opening day. This has been spring training of Rays Franchise. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy.